Hello everyone and welcome to the demo on the Cisco iOS XR Software Manager. My name is Kashish Golani and I'm a Technical Systems Engineer in the Cisco Proof of Concept Labs in London. I will demonstrate to you the Cisco Software Manager, which is an application that will help you ease the software maintenance process on devices running the Cisco iOS XR software. So following is the agenda for this demo. I will start with explaining to you the CSM setup requirements. I will show you how to use the CSM to retrieve the SMU information and to obtain the SMU recommendation for a specific platform and release. I will also demonstrate how to use the software to provide an optimized SMU list by identifying any missing prerequisites and superseded SMUs. The CSM will provide SMU recommendation and it will reduce your effort to manually search, identify or analyze the SMUs that are needed for your device. It can connect to multiple devices and it can provide your SMU management for multiple Cisco iOS XR platform and releases. It is a standalone Java application that can be installed on any Windows, Mac or Unix system. You can download it from the cisco.com website, and it supports the Cisco CRS as well as the Cisco ASR 9000 devices. The requirement for the installation script is that it needs to have your Java runtime environment. That needs to be there in your search path. So once you download it off the cisco.com website and you've installed it, the first task that you need to perform is the setup. So you need to define certain attributes while you're doing the setup. The first thing is your SMU repository directory, which is basically the location on your system where your SMUs can be stored. So you download it from the cisco.com website, the SMUs, and you save it in a particular directory, and that is basically your SMU repository directory. You also need to specify how often your CSM software will query cisco.com to retrieve any SMU information, and that is your polling interval. One thing to keep in mind is that if you have any connected devices, or basically the devices that you connect to your CSM software, if you have any of these devices, then your CSM will first poll all of your connected devices for an up-to-date package information before it will query cisco.com for any SMU information. And there is also your email settings. So if you want to specify the email account where the email notification has to be sent when new SMUs are discovered, you do that in this part of the setup. So let me show you the CSM and how do you set it up. So this is what your CSM is going to look like. So the first task is setup. That is your SMU repository directory. You browse and you select your directory that you're going to locally store your SMUs in. You need to enable SMU polling and you specify your interval. For me, 1 day is enough. Every day it's going to retrieve. If you don't want it to be every day, you can change it here. And to enable your email notification, you need to click on your enable SMU notification and enter your outgoing SMTP server as well as your email address. That is the address that the email notification will be sent every time a new SMU is discovered. You can even test this email account setting and a test email will be sent to that particular email address. Alright, so your CSM software is set up and ready to use. Once it's all set up, you can now use it to retrieve SMU information for a particular platform or release. And once it has retrieved the SMUs, you can view the optimal SMUs using a filter. So by default, it will it will show you optimal smooths, and you also have the capability to view all smooths for that particular platform. You can view detailed information about that smooth, and you can execute various tasks. You could either create a watch list, you could also create a tar file, you could view or extract a tar file and export the smooth information. So a watch list is basically a list which allows you to keep track of the new smooths that might be released for that particular platform or release. So the details of the smooth is provided by the Cisco escalation team, and you create the watch list, you enter the smooths, and then you will get a notification when that smooth is released. So let me demonstrate all of these tasks to you. So to retrieve this smooth information, you click on platform and releases and select a particular platform and a particular release for which you want to retrieve this smooth information. So here you go. It will query cisco.com and it will retrieve the smooths that have been released for that particular platform and release. By default, there is this filter which is going to show you only the optimal smooths, which currently, as you can see, it has retrieved 59 optimal smooths. You can change this to all, and it will show you all smooths for that platform and release, which is in our case 138. Now, to view details for a particular smooth, you need to click on that smooth name, and a balloon tooltip is displayed which contains the smooth information. It will give you information about the prerequisites for that smooth, the supersedes, as well as the superseded by. So as you see, you get a lot of information in this tooltip. If you want to annotate a particular smooth, you can do that by using this particular annotation field at the bottom. So I can annotate and add any comments I want. Here there is a annotation which says that it is a smooth for LDP. So every smooth has detailed information about prerequisites and supersedes for that particular smooth. If you to view the smooth DDTS information, just click on the DDTS hyperlink and it will open into a new browser. So the next task that once you have retrieved all of the smooth information, you can execute various tasks. So let me show you how to create a watch list. This watch list will allow you to keep track of new smooths that are released for that particular platform and release. So just select the watch list and enter the smooth ID. And click Save. An alert notification is displayed whenever the smooth entered in the watch list is available during the next query to cisco.com. The next thing you can do is creation of a tar file. So let me select certain smooths that I want to create a tar file. So since that one is here, it prompts you for any prerequisites that you have not selected. It is recommended that all prerequisites be selected when you are creating a tar file. Here you enter the name of the tar file. So the tar file is created. Now the next thing that you can do is to extract a particular tar file. So you can view it and also extract it. So for example, let me show you our tar file that we created earlier. So here you can see that it has extracted the contents of the tar file for you. You can then select all of them and decide, and then the CSM software will untar it for you if you want. You can also export the smooth details of the selected smooths or even smooths that are not installed on the device to an HTML file. So let me select a few smooths and click on the export smooth information. You have an option to select the prerequisites for the smooths that you've selected or to skip them. So this information is saved in an HTML file. The smooth details are sorted by the smooth posted date, and any annotation that you have entered for the smooth will be present in the comments column of the HTML file. This is what we had entered before, and you can see that it is seen in the comments column. And all of these smooths are sorted by the smooth post date. So the next thing I will show you is how to use the CSM to obtain smooth recommendation. In order to obtain the smooth recommendations, you need to provide the device package information to the CSM for a particular platform and release, and you can do that using any of the three methods. Either you could do the CLI output, wherein you copy and paste the output of the show install active summary command from one particular device into the CSM software. Since that method is used only for one particular device, you could use the import file method, wherein you could use one file with the output of the show install active summary from multiple devices, and you can import that file into the CSM software. And the last method is to use the connected device method, where you use the CSM software to connect to a particular device using either Telnet or SSH. However, in order to connect a device to the CSM, you have to have certain requirements. There are certain requirements that are needed to establish connectivity to the CSM. You need to have your manageability PI installed on the device. Telnet needs to be enabled. The XML agent needs to be enabled. And if you are using SSH, then the CryptoPi needs to be installed on your device. So let me show you the ways in which you can obtain smooth recommendation using CSM. So the first is the CLI method. So click on the Open tab and the CLI source. Here you specify the name of the device and the output of the show install active summary command. So let me connect to one of my devices. And this is my show install active summary output. I paste it into this window and do next. So a new smooth alert has been generated, which tells me that it has found 6 new smooth entries from Cisco.com for this particular device. The SMU that has a green checkbox is the SMU that it has found in my SMU repository, and since it is actually installed on that particular device, it is showing as a complete green tab. As you can see, this is this on the packages table. You can see that it displays all active packages. If you want to see only the SMUs, you click on that button and it will show you the SMU. Now, since this particular SMU is installed on the device, it is shown as a complete green tab on the CSM. The next thing is using a file. So I have a text file with the output of the show install active summary command for 3 different devices. So I'm going to use the import file method to import this file into CSM. Click on the import button. Here you can see that it has found 3 different devices. If I click on them, it is going to retrieve the SMUs from Cisco.com. The last method is connected device. In order to add a new network device, just click on the Add Network Element tab. Specify the device username and password and the IP address. Once it is connected to the CSM software, you can see more information about the device here. When you click on it, you will see that it retrieves the SMU information on the SMU monitor pane. The SMU monitor pane consists of a SMU table which displays the SMU information retrieved from Cisco.com and a package table which displays the packages and SMUs that are currently present on the device. The SMU and the package table have a quick search filter. The filter will accept a string pattern and filter the display list accordingly. This filter can be used to look up for a specific DDTS or SMUs within a specific area. So if I want to find SMUs related to BGP, I can type BGP here and it's going to filter all the SMUs and just give me the SMUs related to BGP. The SMU monitor pane automatically refreshes at every polling interval that is configured when you set up CSM. You can manually refresh it by clicking the refresh icon, and it retrieves the up-to-date SMU information from Cisco.com. The manual refresh, however, will not poll for the latest package information. In order to do that, you have to manually poll the device. In order to do that, you have to click the refresh icon here on the network elements pane. And when you do that, it's going to refresh and connect to the device. As you see, this is turning to orange, and then once it connects to it, it's going to turn to blue, and it is connected again. It has polled the device again, and it retrieves its latest package information from the device. So after you've obtained the smooth recommendations from Cisco.com, you can perform a variety of tasks. You can identify your superseded smooths. You can generate and assign custom suggested file. A custom suggested file is a pre-certified smooth list that is used to validate against all the devices. It could either be a custom file, or you could create it, or you can assign an already existing file. The other thing you can do is you could generate the conformance report. The conformance report basically contains information about the selected smooths and their installed status on the device. And the last thing you can do is to obtain an optimized smooth list. It's optimized because it identifies any missing prerequisites and superseded smooths. So let me demonstrate to you these tasks. So in order to identify superseded smooths, you just need to select select all the smooths, and on the package pane you will see that a strike through font is applied to certain smooths which have been superseded. So if you then click on that smooth name, you will get more information about which smooth has superseded this smooth. So if I find this particular smooth, which is here, and click on it, you can find information on which smooth has superseded this smooth. So you can use the CSM to identify any superseded smooths. Now let me show you how to create and assign a custom suggested file. So you can select some smooths and click on the Create Suggest File button. So you can see that your selected smooth entries will be saved to a file. Once this file is created, your software will prompt, the CSM software will prompt you whether you want to, if any of these smooths that you have selected have been superseded, you have the option to exclude it or keep it. It is recommended that you exclude all the superseded smooths and select all the prerequisite smooths. Once you create the suggest file, the CSM software will prompt whether you want to assign this file for validating the device. So you need to click yes. So it will assign this particular file that you've created with the particular smooth for that particular device. The other option you can do is, if you don't want to create it, if you can assign a particular file to suggest. So you can browse and for any pre-existing file, and you can assign it for that particular platform and release it. But by default, your suggest is not enabled. If you want to enable suggest, you need to click on the enable suggest button. Once you do that, a green tick mark is displayed against the suggest. The smooth monitor pane is refreshed accordingly, and then you will get a new list of suggested smooths. And even your package table window is refreshed accordingly. So now let me show you how to generate a conformance report. Again, select few smooths and click on the conformance report. You can select the device that you want. So you can see that the conformance report for all the selected smooths is displayed. You can choose to either copy the report to the system clipboard or to save the report as a text file. The results in this report are tab delimited, and you can then either paste it onto Microsoft Excel or any other application. So save it, copy it, do whatever you want with it. Let me show you now how to obtain and optimize a smooth list. So click the Open tab button and select Optimize List. You have two options here. You can either copy paste a list, or you could either read from a tar file. So I have a list here which I want to optimize. It's a list of smooths that I would like to optimize. So I would just copy it and paste it in this window and click Optimize. Here you will see that the CSM has optimized this list, and it has identified the smooth that has been superseded and the smooth which is missing a prerequisite. If I want to view the prerequisite smooth, I just click on the prerequisite button and it will show me the prerequisite smooth that I have not selected. And it has already identified the smooth that has been superseded. If I click on copy, I have two options. I can either copy the annotated list, which will include any annotations that I had included in these smooths, or I can copy the optimized list, which is going to include all the prerequisites and exclude all the superseded smooths. I can also click the suggest file, the suggest button, and it's going to use this file as a suggest file for that particular platform and release. The other option is to read from a tar file. So I can read a tar file. It is going to untar it for me, and then I can optimize it. As you can see, it has identified one smooth which has been superseded by some other smooth, and there is no smooth which is missing any prerequisite. Well, so that's all I have from the CSM. I hope you've enjoyed this demo, and I hope you go ahead, download it, and give it a try. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.